The decision to let George Pickens go might go down as one of the boldest or most boneheaded moves the Pittsburgh Steelers have made in recent memory. Trading a young, talented wide receiver to the Dallas Cowboys for just a third-round pick? That's the kind of move that will have fans and analysts second-guessing everything if Pickens blossoms in big deal. The morning the trade happened, we had Jason Garrett on PFT Live to react. And while I don't usually spend my time listening to other people's takes, because frankly, it's enough work listening to myself, and I don't ever want to risk repeating someone else's opinion, Garrett said something that genuinely made me stop and think. He pointed out something nobody else had, that Dak Prescott might be the most important factor in whether this George Pickens deal becomes a home run for the Cowboys. And really, think about it. Pickens has never had a top-tier quarterback throwing him the football. He got to Pittsburgh right after Ben Roethlisberger walked away. Then it was 2 years of Kenny Pickett, who, let's be honest, didn't exactly light the league on fire. Last season, a mashup of Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. Solid players? Sure, but they're not Dak Prescott. Dak, for all the heat he takes, is the most stable, high-functioning quarterback Pickens has ever had a chance to work with. And it might be just what he needs. Dak has already gone on record praising Pickens. He told DallasCowboys.com go turn on his tape. He's getting separation, even when he's not getting the ball. And when he doesn't have separation, he's still making the catches. It's not hard for me. Just get it near him, and he'll do the rest. That's a quarterback who believes in his new weapon. And for Pickens, that belief could be career-changing. Because while some fans and media love to rag on him, the truth is, George Pickens is a rare receiver. He's open even when he's not open. He's a highlight reel waiting to happen, leaping, twisting, snagging passes in traffic that most receivers wouldn't even try to catch. The tragedy in Pittsburgh is that they didn't know what they had. They didn't use him enough. He was a Ferrari parked in the garage while they kept trying to win races with a station wagon. And here's where the irony gets heavy. The Steelers are paying $30 million a year for DK Metcalf, a guy who, many believe, Seattle didn't use to his full potential. And now they've brought him in to replace a guy they also didn't use properly. It's like a carousel of missed opportunities. So the big question becomes, will the Cowboys know how to unlock everything Pickens can do? And will the Steelers figure out how to make DK Metcalf the weapon they've always needed? Pickens may benefit even more because of who lines up next to him. CeeDee Lamb is still W1 in Dallas. That means Pickens won't see the top cornerbacks right away. Defenses will focus on Lamb, giving Pickens one-on-one opportunities. And if he starts making those ridiculous sideline grabs and contested catches he's known for, things will shift. The coverage will tilt his way, freeing up Lamb again. Suddenly, the Cowboys' offense looks a whole lot scarier. Now, I'll be honest, I still don't feel great about the Cowboys' run game. It doesn't feel like they've got the horses in the backfield to balance out the offense. And talent-wise, the Eagles and yes, even the Commanders, might have a deeper roster. But if this Pickens move hits, it changes everything. It reopens this unofficial Steelers-Cowboys rivalry in a whole new way. Did Pittsburgh give up too soon on a future star? Did Dallas just stumble into a steal? These are the stories we'll be watching all season. Because everything George Pickens does for Dallas this year, he could have been doing in Pittsburgh, lining up opposite DK Metcalf, torching defenses, and cashing in on a massive contract year. But here's the thing, Pickens isn't pouting. He's accepted that this is a prove-it year. He knows CeeDee is wrong, and he's ready to take what he can get, make the most of it, and set himself up for a payday, whether it's from Jerry Jones or someone else. Meanwhile, the Commanders are over here making headlines of their own off the field. Their push to build a new stadium on the old RFK site in D.C. is hitting roadblocks. They wanted approval from the D.C. Council by July 15 to stay on track for a 2030 opening, but it's not happening. And then, President Biden dropped a little bombshell, suggesting the federal government might step in and take over control of D.C. Now, sure, the feds already manage a lot of D.C., but if they actually seize direct control, that stadium situation becomes a White House problem. And we all know when politicians get involved, things get complicated fast. Who's really pulling the strings? Who's cutting the checks? What deals are being made behind closed doors to push this project through? Because trust me, something is going on behind the curtain here. This isn't just about zoning and budget approvals. This is about power, influence, and legacy. And as always, follow the money. Speaking of legacies, the Commanders say they're not going back to their old name. That's what they say. But then they unveil throwback uniforms that look nearly identical to the old ones. Same color scheme, same design, just hiding the logo. They carefully frame every photo so you can't see the side of the helmet. If you're not tiptoeing back toward the old name, why bother with the nostalgia dance? Whether you liked the old name or hated it, you can't ignore what's happening. It feels like a trial balloon. And maybe it's just a matter of time. Maybe it happens before the stadium opens. Maybe it happens when the president gets involved and says, "Hey, I helped you get your shiny new stadium. Now give me the name I remember." It's all politics and merchandise and marketing. You bring back the old name, and boom, jersey sales explode, ticket sales spike, and the media frenzy guarantees coverage. And yeah, there will be backlash. There always is. Some people will be furious. Others will say, finally. But at the end of the day, money talks. And the Commanders might just be listening. Now, I said yesterday I'm not going to stick to sports, and I meant it. That post on PFT got a lot of reactions, mostly positive. But yeah, there were a few emails I couldn't even read on air without censoring every other word. Some people just can't handle when sports and real life mix. And finally, something that did make it through the Senate and House, that big bloated federal bill with one nasty little provision buried in it, something that hits pro-gamblers hard. I talked about it before, and like I said then, you didn't have to be a genius to see this coming. Lawmakers crammed these giant bills with dozens of unrelated measures, and now pro-bettors are facing major consequences. It's a mess, and it's playing out exactly how I feared. But let's bring it back home. This is Dallas Insider, the place where Cowboys and Mavericks fans come to stay locked in, debate the moves, and ride together no matter what. If you believe this is the year we finally break through and chase that sixth Lombardi, if you believe Anthony Davis is about to start a new chapter for the Mavs, then you're exactly where you need to be. Sound off in the comments. Are you buying the George Pickens hype? Do you think Micah Parsons gets his deal done before camp kicks off? How far can a D take this new-look Mavs team? Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because here at Dallas Insider, your voice matters. Your loyalty is our energy. Let's build this season together.